This story dates back to 1914 when an 8-year-old boy was playing in a small village in Japan. He saw a machine running on wheels for the first time. It was a Ford Model T, and the boy was utterly amazed by it. That day sparked his first love for cars and mechanical parts. His name was Soichiro Honda, and little did anyone know that in the future, his name would be seen on every vehicle, big or small. Welcome back to Xfinity Evolution. In 1906, near Japan's Mount Fuji, Soichiro Honda was born in a small village. His father was a blacksmith who also worked part-time repairing bicycles. Honda's 5 siblings had already passed away due to serious illnesses, so his parents had high hopes for him. But Honda was not interested in studies. Instead, he found repairing bicycles alongside his father far more fascinating. When he turned 16, he saw a job ad in the newspaper. A technician was needed at a Tokyo-based automobile service station called Art Shokai. Honda wrote a letter applying for the job, and to his surprise, he received a positive reply. This marked the beginning of his journey as he left his home and school to work in Tokyo. However, Honda's dreams were shattered upon arriving in Tokyo. The owner of Art Shokai assigned him menial tasks like cleaning and even babysitting. Honda was frustrated but had no choice. He couldn't face the shame of returning home empty-handed after leaving his parents behind. For the next few months, Honda worked hard at these odd jobs. Eventually, the owner began assigning him tasks in the workshop. Honda had always been interested in this type of work, so he quickly learned the ropes. Within a few months, he became quite knowledgeable about cars and their parts. During this time, Art Shokai built 2 cars, the Art Daimler and the Curtiss. Both were built using used engines and participated in the 1924 Japanese Motor Car Championship, where they won first place. Honda wasn't just a mechanic anymore. He sat in the race car as an engineer alongside the driver. This event was pivotal in Honda's life, as he decided to dedicate himself to the world of automobiles. Honda continued working at Art Shokai for many years, gaining valuable experience. In 1928, at the age of 22, the owner of Art Shokai opened a new branch in Hamamatsu and entrusted Honda with managing it. Honda started with just 1 worker, but within 2 years, he had 30 workers under him. He became a brilliant mechanic and even designed a racing car for his boss that could reach speeds of 120 kilometers per hour, breaking previous records that stood for the next 20 years. The owner of Art Shokai highly valued Honda's contributions, and Honda aspired to open his own workshop. But fate had other plans. In 1936, Honda met with a terrible accident during a race. While he survived, his left arm was fractured, his shoulder dislocated, and his face scarred. He thought his career was over. Unable to repair cars or race anymore, Honda had to find a new path. After recovering, he proposed the idea of starting a spare parts manufacturing company to the owner of Art Shokai, but the idea was rejected. Determined, Honda decided to venture out on his own. In 1936, at the age of 30, Honda and his friend opened Tokai Seiki Heavy Industry, with Honda's friend as the president. Though they had established the company, Honda didn't have enough investment to run it. He worked for Art Shokai during the day and spent his nights trying to develop engine pistons for his new company. Despite months of effort, he faced failure after failure and weakened due to overwork. Undeterred, he enrolled in a university to study metallurgy. Finally, in 1939, after 3 years of relentless effort, Honda successfully created a piston. He quit his job to focus entirely on production but wasn't aware that his pistons still had defects. When he offered them to Toyota, they rejected 47 out of 50 designs. This rejection crushed Honda because he had no backup plan. Honda spent the next few years traveling across Japan, studying the market and understanding manufacturers' requirements. After refining his designs, Honda re-entered the market, and this time, his pistons passed all quality checks. Orders began flooding in, and Honda's company hired 2,000 workers to meet the demand. But his success was short-lived. Japan entered World War II in 1941, and the Ministry of War took control of many companies, including Honda's. In 1944, A bomb destroyed Honda's factory, leaving him with nothing. Japan was devastated by the war, and after the 2 nuclear bombings in 1945, the nation surrendered. Honda, now without a factory, sold the remnants of his business to Toyota and found himself jobless once again. During these hard times, transportation was difficult as petrol was scarce. It was then that Honda came across a small engine used by the Japanese Imperial Army for wireless radios. He decided to attach this engine to a bicycle, creating an affordable means of transportation. This invention was an instant hit among the public. Demand grew, and Honda, short of funds, wrote a letter to 18,000 bicycle shop owners, asking for their investment. Around 3,000 of them responded positively, providing Honda with advance payments. Over the next 3 years, Honda developed a new engine for his motorcycles, leading to the creation of the legendary Super Cub, which became a market sensation. By 1958, it had even surpassed American giants like Triumph and Harley-Davidson in sales. As a passionate racing enthusiast, Honda also began producing racing motorcycles. In 1962, Honda launched its first racing bike, which won first place in the international racing competition. This victory made Honda's name famous worldwide. By 1960, Honda was the world's largest motorcycle manufacturer, and by 1968, they had sold over 10 million units. After achieving great success in motorcycles, Honda turned his attention to manufacturing cars. Despite warnings from others not to enter the competitive car market, Honda was determined. His first attempt, a pickup truck called the T360, failed. But after years of refining designs, Honda launched the Civic in 1972, which became an iconic model still popular worldwide. By 1980, Honda had become Japan's third-largest car manufacturer, and within just 10 years, it became the third largest in the world. Today, the Honda name is synonymous with cars, motorcycles, boat engines, plane engines, and various power tools. If Soichiro Honda's journey inspired you, like, share, and comment on your favorite part of the story. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories. See you next time.